everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Hope everything's going your way today. Today, I'm coming to you with a tag video. Yes, today I'm going to be doing the very popular and very viral palette tag. Yes, it's all about palettes today. So, if you want to just hang out with me while I mention some of the palettes that I currently have in my collection, then just keep on watching, everybody. Let's get started. Man, guys, I know I've been gone for what seems like forever, and I have missed my peeps. Yes, I've missed my peeps. But to tell you the truth, guys, with all the unrest going on in the world today, I have found it very hard to get motivated to film. I can't tell you how many times I've come into my beauty space, got all my makeup together, and then sat in front of the camera, only to sit there for about 30 minutes and then say to myself, it's okay, Lily, we'll try again tomorrow. And since today is a much better day for me, and I really want to connect with you guys, my peeps, I figured, why not do something fun, like the palette tag. Now, I really don't know who actually created the palette tag, because by the time I got on board, it was already 1,001 out there on the tube. But what I can tell you is that whoever created the palette tag is genius, because it forces you to get reacquainted with some palettes that you have in your collection. So let's get started. Okay, guys, so the first question in the tag is to show your newest palette. And for me, my newest palette is the She's and Parties palette by Milk Cosmetics. And the reason that I got guys, this is the newest palette that I have in my collection, but it's also the newest palette in my collection that's going back to Sephora. Guys, all I can tell you is that seeing this on the cellophane is most definitely not a good sign. Okay, guys, so one of the shades in my palette came shattered. So let me just go ahead and show you the palette the best way that I can. Wow. Wow. Okay, guys, I think I have it pressed in there good enough that it will not fall out of the pan. But this is the She's and Parties stack. And besides the fact that one of my shimmers came shattered, this is a very beautiful color story. And I actually got this because I've been dying to have the She's and Parties stack, but it always seems to be sold out. So I'm actually not going to return the palette per se, but I will be calling Sephora customer service to let them know that my palette came damaged. Because even though their packing jobs leave a lot to be desired, the customer service is definitely top notch. Okay, guys, question number 2 of the tag is show your oldest palette. And that will most definitely be the BH Cosmetics Shen XO the Remix palette. And I'm sorry you can't get this on the BH Cosmetics website anymore, but I think you can get it on Shen XO's website, which is XO Beauty. And what I really love about this palette is it is two-sided. It has one side that is very wearable and very neutral. And then it comes with another side that is still quite neutral, but it's more on the plummy side with a pop of pink. And now, guys, the quality of this palette, I will say, is pretty good. And these are just a few shades from each side of the palette. And I really do love the color story of this palette, guys. I mean, It's made it past about 2 or 3 declutters, and I just can't pull myself to get rid of it. So it's going to stay in my collection for a little bit longer. Okay, guys, next question. Show your most expensive palette. And of course, you guys already know, I got fraternal twins. The Natasha Denona Blue Purple palette and Natasha Denona Green Brown palette. These palettes, I believe, are $239 a piece. And of course, these are the first 2 bigger palettes that she has in her collection. And I must admit, guys, I love the formula of each. So needless to say, guys, if there were ever an emergency and we had to get out of Dodge quickly, these are the very 2 first palettes I'm going to grab before I go. Okay, guys, next question. Show your most affordable palette. And of course, for me, guys, that would be the Profusion 10-pan palettes. Now, this one is actually the emeralds. And yes, I have every single one of them. And what I really like about these palettes is that even though they're $5, they really pack a punch. I mean, they work just as good, and some of them actually work better than their $13 palettes. And these are just a few shades from this palette. And guys, for $5, that's quite impressive. So yeah, out of every single palette I own in my collection, the Profusion 10-pan palettes are definitely the most affordable. Okay, guys, next question. Show your everyday palette. And for me, guys, that has easily become the Supreme Nudes palette by Ace Couture. Guys, the first time I used this palette, I was quite impressed. And guys, look at this palette. This palette is so approachable, so wearable, but it's absolutely stunning, guys. The performance is top notch. Put any of those mattes all on your lid and then do a wing, you're good to go. Put any of those neutrals in your crease and any of these shimmers on your lid, you're good to go. Yes, guys, so wearable, but absolutely stunning. And what else I love about this palette is it's nice and compact. So if I'm in a hurry, I can take it with me on the go. Like if I'm running late for work, when we stop working from home, yeah. So yes, guys, the Supreme Nudes from Artist Couture is most definitely my everyday palette. Okay, guys, next question. Show your most colorful palette. And I mean, I thought this would be hard because I have quite a few palettes. Definitely a lot of colorful palettes. But for me, guys, it will most definitely be the Makeup by Yolanda Jamrock palette. Guys, Yolanda creates some of the best performing colorful mattes in the game. Would you look at this palette? Would you look at them? Would you look at them? Would you look at them? Guys, I really love this palette. It's got all different shades of pinks, different shades of greens, purples, oranges, reds. It's even got a few grungy shades. Yeah. This is most definitely the most colorful palette I have in my collection. Guys, need I say more? So yes, the Makeup by Yolanda Jamrock palette is most definitely the most colorful palette that I have in my collection. Okay, guys, next question. Show your smallest palette. And for me, guys, it is most definitely my Huda Beauty Obsessions palette. And yes, with the exception of that coral palette, because it was absolutely horrible, I have all the other Huda Obsessions palette in my collection. These are just some 9-pan palettes that a lot of people call money grabs. But the quality's pretty good, I mean, for what it's worth. And the shimmers were absolutely stunning when you put them on a sticky base. The mattes most definitely need building up. And this one's actually the Amethyst Obsessions, but she has so many others, guys. Yeah, this is most definitely the smallest palette I have in my collection. Okay, guys, next question. Show your biggest palette. And that would be, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the Morphe 39S palette. Now this palette was actually a gift to me from my girl KK. And guys, I drug this palette in the ground. I had so many things to say about this palette because I was like, who wants an all pink and purple palette? Of course, that's until I got the palette in person. And who else would want a pink and purple palette? This girl. Guys, it's got a nice array of pinks and purples. It has a nice variety of mattes and a nice shimmer to matte ratio, guys. I mean, I'm only talking from the videos I've seen because I have yet to use the palette or else. I guess, maybe I'll use it sometime soon. Oh, yes, guys. These swatches are awfully promising. Both the shimmers and the mattes. So, yeah. This is awfully cute, guys. And it's most definitely the biggest palette I have in my collection. Okay, guys. Next question. Show your palette with the best memory. And for those of you guys, my peeps who know, you know. The palette in my collection with the best memory is by far the Viseart Grand Pro Volume 2. This is yet another gift from my girl KK. And she actually had this delivered to my job for my birthday this year. And guys, would you look at this palette? This palette is absolutely beautiful. I have been talking about this palette ever since I've known her. And I just never could pull myself to buy it. And needless to say, guys, when I opened this up in my job, I was floored. I think I cried all day. I'm sure I cried all day. This is most definitely one of the nicest gestures a friend has ever done for me. Yes, guys. The Viseart Grand Pro Volume 2 is most definitely the palette in my collection with the best memory. Okay, guys, next question. Show a palette worth the hype. And guys, this one was kind of hard for me because I'm pretty hard to please, so it's very few palettes that I own that I feel are really worth the hype. But the one I would say, if I had to choose any, that is most definitely worth the hype would absolutely be the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. Because guys, every girl's trip I've gone on, every trip I go on, I take this palette with me. And that's because you can do a nice array of looks with this palette. I mean, you see that this palette is most definitely being used. You get some nice smoky looks. You can get some nice neutral looks, some bright looks. You know, you got a nice array of one shade matte looks in this palette. This is just a very, very nice palette, guys. Yes, guys, the performance of these shades are top notch. Both shimmers and mattes alike. And I'd even go as far as to say, this is one of Urban Decay's best palettes to date. So this is most definitely, absolutely, the palette in my collection that definitely is worth the hype. Okay, guys, next question. Show a palette not worth the hype. Now, guys, I'm quite sure that this is going to be considered a very unpopular opinion. But then again, guys, that's why it's called an opinion. And this is just mine. The palette in my collection that I feel is not worth the hype would be the Pat McGrath Mothership 8 Divine Rose 2. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. When it comes to the performance and the quality of her shades, they are superior to others. There is not anybody out there in the game that's going to be even touching Mother Pat, okay? Mother Pat has it by a landslide. But I mean, when it comes to the color story of this palette, I mean, if you take out Sextraterrestrial and you take out that pink, honestly, guys, you got all of Mother Pat's other Mothership palettes. Now, guys, again, the quality is definitely far superior. Well, the color story, not so much. See, guys, don't get me wrong. Like I said, these shades are definitely superior in quality. And that Extraterrestrial shade is most definitely quite an amazing shade. But I currently have Chameleon Multichromes in my collection by Indie Brands. I have this same exact shade in their collection. So again, guys, while this is quite a superior and luxury palette, I just don't think it's worth any more hype than any of other Mother Pat's Mothership palettes. Okay, guys, next question. Show your favorite palette from a favorite brand. And those of you guys, my peeps who know, you know, my favorite brand of all time is Juvia's Place. I have every single palette that she has ever launched. And my favorite palette to date by Juvia's Place is the Magic Palette by Juvia's. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. The Masquerade palette is great. And don't get me wrong, guys. That Wahala palette that she came out with recently is definitely a banger. But it's just something about the color story and shadows in the Magic palette that get my heart racing every single time. Guys, these are not just shimmers. They are duochromes in this palette. I mean, guys, do you see those shimmers? Those shimmers are definitely bangers. And guys, the mattes aren't half bad either. Would you look at those shades? Those shimmers are definitely a force to be reckoned with. So yes, the Magic Palette by Juvia's is most definitely my favorite palette by Juvia's today. Okay, guys, finally, we are down to the very last question. Show your most used palette. Now, guys, for me to have a most used palette, it has to be a palette that is the bomb.com. And unfortunately, guys, this is a palette that you can't even get anymore. But I still use it because I still love it. It is most definitely the Bad Habit Solstice palette. And guys, this palette is actually a dupe for the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. And it's a pretty good dupe, guys. And do you see? Your girl Lily here has hit pan on a couple of the shades. Guys, this palette is definitely a spot-on dupe for the sunset. I mean, this palette is perfect in every way. Yes, guys, yes. This is actually another palette that I take with me when I go out of town because I refuse to travel with my sunset palette because it's far too expensive. But yes, when this palette first came out, I ran this palette into the ground. And I still do. So, I would say, with all the pan that you see in this palette here, The Solstice by Bad Habit is most definitely my most used palette. So I guess that's about it, guys, because that was the very last question. And I really enjoy hanging out with you guys, my peeps, and doing the palette tag for you guys. And in closing, guys, I would like to take this time to thank you guys, my peeps, for your continued patience and understanding as I continue to consume all this unrest going on in the world today. And I promise, guys, I will do my very best to get back to a regular filming routine the first moment that I'm mentally able to do so. So I really want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today while I did the palette tag. Yeah! I always love connecting with you guys, my peeps, every chance I get. Every chance I get. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. It only gets greater later, guys. It only gets greater later. So until next time, guys, stay real, stay positive, stay up, and damn it, you better watch, fight, and pray.